Hello, Liverpool fans. Welcome to the Liverpool Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates, and transfer stories straight from Anfield. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that subscribe button now and stay in the loop with all things Reds.
Liverpool's defeat to Brentford wasn't just a blip for the reigning champions, it was the clearest sign yet of a team that's hemorrhaged its predatory edge. The Reds are stumbling through a genuine crisis, having plummeted to 7th in the Premier League after 4 straight defeats. It's a slump that's exposed cracks in Arne Slot's setup and raised uncomfortable questions about whether last season's title triumph was a masterclass or a fluke. With Arsenal pulling away at the top, Liverpool's aura of invincibility is fading fast and fans are starting to whisper about something deeper. Sunday's result takes Liverpool's goals conceded to 14 in just 9 league games, almost triple the total at this stage last season. It's also the first time they've lost 4 league matches in a row since 2020 to 2021, a season plagued by a monumental title hangover and questionable recruitment. Ring any bells? It's only the second slump of this magnitude since 2002, rare territory for a club of Liverpool's stature. Yet this one feels different. It feels self-inflicted. Complacency has crept in, intensity has dropped, and too many key players look off the pace. In short, the Reds are mired in mediocrity right now, and dragging themselves out of it may require radical surgery. With that in mind, here are 3 things Slot must do to stop the rot at Anfield. Mo Salah's late consolation goal against Brentford, brilliant as it was, simply papered over the cracks in his troubling recent form. There was a time when he terrified defenders just by drifting into space. Now, that fear has games. The Egyptian no longer explodes past opponents or forces mistakes with his movement. He's all too easy to contain and to predict, especially with his pace dulled and his confidence waning. Off the ball, Salah offers little. He presses less, he tracks less, and when he's not in the box, he's rarely influencing games. For a Liverpool side built on energy and intensity, that's a real issue. Truth, this isn't a sudden problem. Last season, Salah's influence wasn't nearly as decisive as the numbers suggest. Yes, he scored 29 league goals, but only 8 were true difference-makers, winners, openers, or equalisers, with the bulk coming either when Liverpool already had a comfortable lead or via the penalty spot. That's why it might be time for Slot to make the tough call and take him out of the firing line. Dropping Salah would be bold, but it could also be a healthier reminder that reputation alone doesn't guarantee game time. It would also give the likes of Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, and even young Rion Gumoha the chance to stake a claim and inject fresh energy and movement into the attack. Liverpool looks static at the moment, and sometimes the only way to spark change is to make radical decisions. Which brings me on to my second suggestion. If Liverpool's backline keeps leaking goals at this rate, something has to give. A shift to a 3-4-3 could be exactly what Slot's side needs to restore some defensive balance without blunting their attacking intent. With 3 centre-backs, the Reds could finally plug the gaps that have been so easily exploited in recent weeks, especially on the counter. The move would also protect Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez, 2 summer signings who have looked far more comfortable going forward than defending. In a wing-back role, they'd have the freedom to attack with pace and width, without constantly worrying about being caught high up the pitch. It's a system that plays to their strengths, rather than exposes their weaknesses. In midfield, the extra protection from behind would allow a pairing like Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones, who deserves more minutes to operate as energetic water carriers, doing the hard running, snapping into tackles, and quickly moving the ball to the forwards. It would bring back some of the bite and balance Liverpool have lacked since Jurgen Klopp's days, but more on that later. Liverpool's midfield has lost its snarl. The engine room that once hunted in packs now ambles through games at half speed. The ferocious, suffocating press that used to define this team has faded into a kind of polite possession. All slow build-up, no bite. Transitions that were once Liverpool's greatest weapon now leave them exposed, turning control into chaos. This isn't just a tactical issue, it's a cultural one. The Klopp-era intensity wasn't built overnight. It was drilled into players daily, a mindset as much as a method. Slot's slower, more methodical style might look neat on paper, but it's stripping Liverpool of their greatest identity. that furious collective energy that overwhelmed opponents before they even settled. The fix isn't complicated, but it will take graft. The manager needs to bring back those old pressing drills, reintroduce the relentlessness that made Liverpool unplayable. The Reds have to start snapping at heels again, hunting the ball in packs, forcing errors, setting traps. That's how they used to smother teams. With no genuine superstar in midfield, the answer isn't to pretend there is one, it's to rediscover the collective. Turn that unit back into tireless water carriers in the Henderson and Wijnaldum mould. Players who win it, move it, and go again. A proper number. 6 is still on the shopping list, but one thing at a time. Gary Lineker warned Liverpool, and now his words might be haunting them. £125 million man. Alexander Isak is injured again after another quiet night for the Reds. Did Liverpool ignore all the warning signs? Gary Lineker warned Liverpool about Alexander Isak's injury record before they smashed the British transfer record. The 26-year-old striker, whom the Reds signed from Newcastle United for £125 million in the summer, suffered a groin injury during Wednesday night's 5-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt. Speaking on the Rest is Football podcast last year, Lineker highlighted Isak's injury record as potential deterrent for interested clubs. The former Match of the Day presenter said 17 goals in 24 Premier League appearances. I mean, the only question mark against him is that he has missed a few games. Despite Lineker's fears, Liverpool hastily wrapped up a deal, and they appear to have paid the price. Isak was forced to come off at half-time against a Bundesliga outfit, dropping the curtain on another unproductive display for Arne Slot's side. The Sweden international has failed to impress since pulling on the Liverpool jersey, scoring just once in 8 appearances. His only goal for the Merseyside outfit came against Southampton in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. Unfortunately for Isak, he may have to wait a few weeks before he gets another opportunity to open his Liverpool account in the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League. Speaking to reporters after ending the Reds' 4-game loss streak, Slot provided an update in the Swede. The Dutchman said, "Alex had to go off at half-time and that's not something you ask for. He felt his groin, so let's hope it's not too bad. I'm hoping that this doesn't have to be that bad, because if he would be out now for a few weeks, that would throw him back or put him back." I don't know how to say it, but it's the difficult balance we were having with him. When he came, he hardly had trained. You try to prepare players for once-a-week football, but if you are Liverpool and you play every 3 days, or normally 3 times in 8 days, then you try to prepare them for that programme, which is not always so easy if you don't have pre-season. So that's what we tried to do. He missed out on pre-season and didn't train for a long time with the team. Slot added that Liverpool had struggled to rebuild Isak's fitness after he had gone on strike at Newcastle in pre-season. The under-pressure Reds boss said, "He came in the 1st of September. We had to bring him to us once a week, and now we've tried to bring him to us twice a week," which he did for the national team. Sweden. He was perfectly fit when he came back from the national team. He was perfectly fit before the Manchester United game, so we were expecting him to be ready to play again today. Which he did, but he felt his groin a little bit. I think we did exactly what was needed. We were really careful with him. The Swedish national team as well, they played him twice last time, which he could do, so I'm not criticising all the Swedish national team, because we actually told them that he's ready to play twice. So it's a thin balance if you missed out on pre-season. Some march through it, and some, unfortunately, get injured again. According to ESPN in the summer, Arsenal were deterred by Isak's injury record. The report claimed that the Gunners believed the risk was too great, so they turned their attention to Victor Gyökeres. Alan Shearer's combined Liverpool vs Man United Omfano included just one United player, but some fans say even that's too generous. Here's why Liverpool dominate every position right now. It is pretty difficult to pick much of a combined Liverpool and Manchester United often to my teeth right now. But Alan Shearer's choice caught my eye because there was only one United player in the lineup. And I disagree with Shearer because I can't even be that generous. I can't even get one into my combined 11. It's hard to think of a time when Liverpool have been so more dominant, so further ahead and such big odds-on favourites to win one of English football's classic matches. Luke Shaw was the only outlier who made Shearer's lineup, which surprised me in itself because I think the only ones even in the conversation are Bruno Fernandes, Matheus Cunha, and Brian Mbeumo. You could make a case for Amad Diallo, but even he is not in great form. We've only seen snapshots of Kuna and Mbeumo, so they will get better for United. Shaw has clearly made Shearer's Mkhitaryan because of Liverpool's problems at full-back, and Milos Kerkez is taking time to settle in. But I'd still have Andy Robertson ahead of everyone else. Fernandes is so important for United, with goals, assists and what he offers, even if United's system is not getting the best out of their best player. However, Dominik Szoboszlai has probably been my favourite player in the Premier League this season. I think he is absolutely brilliant. Szoboszlai's work rate, his quality, from both right back where he has filled in, and midfield, and his mindset have been incredible. There was a new challenge in Florian Wirtz, so Szoboszlai just took up his own game a notch and responded. You could not leave him out of a Liverpool 11, let alone a combined 11, even with Fernandes. Right back has also been Liverpool's problem position, but I would still go Jeremy Frimpong. Ibrahima Konate has not been very solid this season, but he's still better than anything United have gotten, and Virgil van Dijk is untouchable. How United would love a player like Alexis McAllister or Ryan Gravenberch in their midfield. Up front is a big dilemma. Mo Salah is a shoo-in, but actually it's more of a dilemma as to which Liverpool players get into the remaining two places, rather than if any United players get the nod. I'd go Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak. They would work it out. Isak is worth the wait, what a player. And, you are asking for trouble with this. Just watch United go and get a result now. It's like tempting fate. I remember something with Arsenal Spurs a few years back. Tottenham were such favourites that it was hard to justify an Arsenal player. Then Arsenal upset the odds, but even after a bad run, this is Liverpool's chance to bounce back. And when I asked one dyed-in-the-wool United friend of mine, could he get a United player in, even he said, no, absolutely not. Shearer's lineup courtesy of Betfair. Alisson, Bradley, Van Dijk, Konate, Shaw, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Salah, Ekitike, Gakpo. My lineup: Alisson, Frimpong, Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson. McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Salah, Ekitike, Isak.